Access granted.
Hello and welcome to the Full Force Redacted, brought to you by the awesome Battle Action Force The Treasury Editions, with me, Christopher McLeod, aka Diagnostic AT. On the show today, we have two members of the awesome YoJoe brand team joining me for yet another interview. Design lead and creator of tiny classified scale foodstuffs, Lenny Tony, and the remarkable master model maker and accomplice in tiny classified scale foodstuffs, Tony Colella, to talk about all of the awesome reveals we've had over YoJoe June, tiny foodstuffs, and much, much more. Guys, thank you so much for spending your precious time with me. How are you both doing?
All right.
Wonderful.
Everything great, yeah? Everything rosy, everything perfectly fine. Good to have you back on. It's been a while.
Did you hear this
beautiful
man's voice?
Thank you.
Yeah, should we start the band? We should probably start the band soon, shouldn't we?
Voice of an angel.
Was that Stained?
I think it was actually
That's a wild
both
move.
the band and the level and quality of my voice.
Dude, ancient auto-tune over here.
I pictured you as a Radiohead type kind of character.
I love
I'll take
Radiohead.
Stained. See?
I love a bit of Karma Police every now and again.
I nailed it.
Anyway, yeah,
Sorry.
it's a hanger of a tune. Right, yeah, we've got actually. Why are we talking about this? We've got loads to get through. We're talking YoJoe June. That's just come to an end that month. We're now in July. That's crazy, isn't it? We're now in YoJoe July, I guess. You've dropped a lot of cool stuff in that time. So I think it's a good opportunity to get into more details with the pre-orders and so on. Let's start with that first batch from week one, and probably one of my favorite reveals of the entire month, Budo. Now, you went to the tripwire route with this guy, and I'm kind of glad you did. What was the mindset behind making Budo a deluxe with like multiple looks and what have you?
Well, I always liked Budo, the concept of Budo, but I did feel his costume design was good, but not as great as it could be. He also has a connection to the samurai, and I thought there was a really cool opportunity there to almost like connect lineage there, right?
Yeah.
So, and then I was looking up like SWAT team stuff in different countries, and I saw Japanese SWAT team stuff, and my mind was blown by how awesome it is with all the splint mail.
Yeah.
So I was like, that'll be his basic armor. What if we make him a deluxe, and he can have like his grandfather's armor, and you can put that on for when things get crazy. So the idea was essentially to get like this like legacy of Budo going on, and then upgrade him into the classified world of kind of like what modern stuff looks like, or modern-ish stuff looks like. But then from a color palette standpoint, we tried to keep it close. We were finding that it wasn't singing on the sculpt. So I was like, Tony, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. But Tony swung in. He's like, no, like this, ding dong. And
Yeah, it worked out pretty.
You can just see that being the case at Hasbro. Like the only way to maneuver around the building is either through shoots or like, yeah.
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, it was a super fun challenge though, because we had a couple different colorways that we were looking at, but we liked tying it all together and tying it. I mean, also if we kind of stick to his colorway in that offering with the samurai armor and his plussed up military gear, you're opening up some pretty cool redecos in the future for, you know, maybe different characters or troop builders or whatever, wherever you want to take
Another Budo.
but keeping it another Budo, exactly, yeah. But keeping it contained to him, and it looks super cool, so you can really swap in those parts and mix and match, and it looks pretty awesome.
Pretty modular armor too, so the way it's molded, because there's so many undercuts, that a lot of the bashi on his helmet comes off, stuff like that. So I'm interested to see what customizers do with that.
Yeah,
because it's currently a tiger. I want to see what the people maybe change into a dragon or something like that.
That's amazing, man. It's like that like Budo was a big fan favorite. Well, a big favorite of mine. Not fan favorite. I was a fan, but a big favorite of mine as a kid. I love that figure so much. And when I heard that it was kind of coming to the classified series, when we saw the render, blown away, absolutely blown away. And I've got to admit, I talked about this for a while actually, about doing some sort of deluxe with Budo. I wanted him to be a deluxe figure because of that like modern sort of, I say modern, the modern 4-inch version, which was in the Retaliation line, that was kind of like very traditional antlers and everything.
That was wild, yeah.
Did it ever occur to you guys maybe you could do something ridiculous with the antlers on that? Is that something that you've thought about, or we
Yeah.
could possibly see in the future?
Yes, I thought about going a little more feral with kind of the design aesthetic, and sometimes you see samurai armor. We did a lot of research in samurai armor. Sometimes you see its antlers. Sometimes, some cases they would put coral on there, which I thought was incredible.
Yeah.
But I wanted to keep it kind of honed in and a little more tight from a design standpoint. So if we do revisit that armor, we can go more. I would say the word berserk or
Yeah.
You know.
I love the thought. When we talked about this on the monthly, I had my idea was to have Budo as an exclusive, like a con exclusive, crazy packaging, make him like, you know, he's in Japan, so it's like in his apartment in Japan sort of thing, the packaging, and he's being attacked by like night creepers are coming from all angles or whatever, and he would have his like in almost like a case or a display, he would have that entire gear like on a stand with the helmet, and the helmet antlers would act as the sword kind of like holder and everything.
Oh, sweet. I like
So
that.
I'm just giving you the ideas now so that you can wash this out later.
It's funny you mention that. As a kid, I love Ronin Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
And
That
their armor sitting on the stand. Originally, I wanted to make a stand with it so you could put the armor on there, but we couldn't.
I get costing, yeah. I mean, when you're dealing with the $34.99 deluxe figure in the same way that you did Tripwire, I was amazed you did Tripwire the way you did Tripwire. I was amazed the way you did Snow Serpent, Snow Job, those kind of guys. I was amazed that you've managed to pack so much into that within that sort of, you know, costing structure and what have you.
Well,
so
it's
to see
sort of
more of it is nuts.
It's the idea with the costing structure, right? Like, so it's like we can fit more into that price point, essentially. So it's like characters that warrant more stuff go to that price point. Like you couldn't do heavy duty in $24.99, right?
Without his battle desk.
Yeah, his battle.
Without his battle filing cabinet system, yeah.
It's crazy. Right?
Typically, that standing desk is better for your back, but
yeah, exactly.
Not
You
this
with a little what's it kind of little how do you call it, treadmill on the bottom as well, just to kind of keep walking all day. Doing stuff. I tell you what, that heavy duty is phenomenal. When that came in, I sent you a message as soon as it came in. Guys, this is nuts. Like, I love it, absolutely love him. And what a way to upgrade that figure as well, like to take him from that kind of goofy looking weapon system to giving him a mech. I mean, that's nuts. Are we getting a mech for Budo at some point as well, a samurai mech?
That would be awesome.
Maybe the next podcast, if I'm here, I gotta show you guys. In the office, they were looking for something to print on these like large scale, so I sent in the post render of heavy duty.
He's
to
gigantic.
Scale. And it's
That's
like
awesome.
The giant packaging render where he's in the suit. It's like it's staring at me through my office because they're like, "Which one do you want to print?" I was like, I love heavy duty. So
how big is it?
Oh, it's yeah. He's like 6'5".
I love it. Absolutely love it. You're gonna have to. Can you take a picture and send that, or is that like not allowed?
No, that would be fine. I just gotta move all the IP sensitive stuff around it.
Move all the unreleased figures out
the whole office, but that's fine.
Just to take a picture for this idiot, who's obviously going to post it socially everywhere.
Yeah.
If you do that, can we post it socially?
Here's the entire 27 line.
Yeah.
Along with a picture of Tony and heavy duty.
Obviously, I won't post it if not allowed, but that would be great as a fun little thing to post from the Hasbro office. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll see if I can. I think I took one with him. So
brilliant. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's probably going to be flashing up on screen as we speak right now, because this is edited after the fact, of course.
Oh, there you go.
Anyway, Budo, love him. One of my favorites. I think you guys have done a phenomenal job with that one, and there's not really much else to kind of go into on that one. I don't think really. We've kind of covered what I wanted to talk about in terms of the kind of inspiration and the vintage and all that kind of stuff. I've been loving the accessory loadouts, as I kind of mentioned previously, with the recent reveals. And I mean, Slice and Dice, there is another heavy packed 2-pack going on there. A couple of things I wanted to point out about Slice and Dice that I really, really love. One, getting the little Psy dagger as a removable one on the arm of Slice, brilliant. And the amazing little ingenuity of the shield come hat. Kind of done. That's another. I mean, where was the inspiration for that hat shield sort of thing? Was that from the original figure? The original figure, the kind of more modern 4-inch kind of versions?
I wanted him to have the farming hat, and I was like, how do you make it more action figure-y?
Right.
And I was like, blades. It needs blades on the end.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this thing's so huge. Why wouldn't he use it as a shield? Right.
Yeah.
So then the idea came to just put a little handle in the middle of it.
Brilliant.
It actually caused a lot of engineering issues. That little hand. You'd be surprised. These tiny little plastic things and the engineering that goes into making them work is rather complicated. It was kind of one of those things where it's like, what would make it crazier kind of deal. It's like when I was a little kid, I would draw a dinosaur and I'd always put spikes on their head, right? Like, how do you make it cooler?
How do you make it inaccurate?
Yeah. Inaccurate, sir.
How many feathers did you add to it? How many feathers did you add to the drawings 20 years later?
Oh, dude, I gotta go back in. All my childhood drawings.
Screen accurate velociraptors and what have you. No, that's hilarious.
They're proto feathers, actually. It's more of a downy feather.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Amazing. So with those kind of big kitting out of these kind of figures, can we expect more of that for like future Ninja Force characters? Because I feel like the Ninja Force lend themselves pretty well to having a huge like loadout, don't they?
Yeah, and I think what I'm trying to do is give value for the figure, right? So like if the figure warrants a lot of stuff, I want to give as much value as possible with what we have. And certain characters need certain weapons to be portrayed properly. So I would think, in 2 packs, we're going to try to maintain that where we can. And it just depends on the character, really.
When like Dice has 15 head sculpts, which is amazing. Like that dragon mask or Oni mask is incredible. Oh, yeah. The kind of bald look as well. I quite like the fact you kind of did the head, the kind of exposed head for him as well. Did you guys think of possibly giving Slice an exposed head, or were you kind of like just again like keeping it close to kind of what we've seen previously?
I feel like because on Dice he's got like the grill, you kind of see his face a little bit.
That thing.
And something yeah. Right.
Slice is more mysterious for sure.
Yeah, Slice is kind of like what's his name in Hellboy? Kroger was his name? Like you would never see his face.
Right.
Like, what's going on in there? And that's why when Matt took the photo and put him in that crazy pose, I was like, that's perfect. No, it wasn't even prompted. Nobody even said anything for him to do that. He just
that
did
kind of really horrible, weird, broken back pose.
Yeah.
Nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Love it. They're also, I mean, amazing accessories for that one. And again, loads of new weapons that you've thrown in there too. There must have been an urge to, again, keeping costs down, just throw a bunch of stuff in we've already had. So I'm very pleased that you didn't go that route necessarily and that you created new things for it, including those sort of like the kind of like curved kind of things are really, really cool. And there's just stuff in there we haven't seen yet. So yeah, I'm glad you guys went that route. I take it there was no issues costing wise there?
Well, at least say this for the people, but there's always costing issues.
Yeah.
There's no product that doesn't have issues. So it's just, we have a vision and we try to keep the vision as long as we can.
Yeah.
And we try to maintain as much of that vision as possible.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't get to keep it. But
also, who's the character in the background in the window that Matt keeps putting into the promo images, please? Is it a new figure or is it something we know? And
that was a while ago now. I can't.
He's literally he's in the building in like the distance in one of the windows. You see like the shape of him kind of like doing that or whatever it is.
Oh.
I gotta see what he's putting in there.
Yeah, promo images for Slice, Dice, and Budo. They're in that jungle. But
I'll need to. Yeah, they're fighting in the Arashikage temple, aren't they?
Yeah, they're in the woods next to the temple, I think.
I love those shots. He used real sparklers to make
I did not know that. We need to get him on the show again and talk about some of the details there because again, there's been loads since he was last on, and he was only on about a month ago. Well, obviously there's been loads because it's been YoJoe June, you idiot, McLeod. Anyway, Slice and Dice again, really happy with those how they came out. Now, Hawk and the MMS was another drop, and one that I think fans are expecting to see eventually with like the SMS already being in the line. I found it interesting that you came at the Hawk figure from the perspective that it was like a younger version, as opposed to some of the other versions of characters being like mission specific or just redesigned, which is the case. I can't think of many others that would have that young old sort of like head sculpt situation. Obviously, it lends itself well with that, with Hawk being the Colonel and the comics and everything early on. How did you approach that from a design perspective? Because it's not like the other Hawk is like, 100 years old with like loads of crow's feet and stress lines and everything. So like it's hard to kind of make a younger version of that figure, really, I think. So yeah, how did you approach that?
Well, I mean, we designed Hawk to be about 50 years old, the original one. Okay. So he looks good 50.
Really old then, as we were all very closely approaching that age.
Getting there. Anyways, but basically, I took the input for. Look at that stud. When we first made him, this dude is going to save you in World War II kind of look. You know what I mean? He's got that like that old school military hero vibe, which we love on him. It's perfect for him. But we I essentially took the input and I down aged it essentially, and then I kicked it over to Matt in sculpting, and I was like, "Hey, this is what I'm thinking." And Matt did his magic to down age the sculpt, and of course that sweet buzz cut we put on him. You could put a cloth on top of that thing. But essentially, it's just taking his face, his landmarks of his face, and removing some of the crow's feet, putting some more fat back on the cheeks, stuff like that.
I just look at his face, and it's not. Again, you haven't really got much to work with in terms of like de-aging him, if you know what I mean. Like other than maybe softening like some of the corners.
Well, yeah, and that was part of it too. It's like you don't want to take in an action figure sculpt, you don't want to take too much out because then it becomes. Bubblegum.
Yeah,
it loses a lot of its detail. So with him, Matt's kind of Matt the sculptor. Matt's kind of genius. So he went in, he did a great job. And it worked out pretty great.
Yeah, really dope. It looks fantastic. And again, like I'm excited for that set mainly because of that Hawk as well. The fact that we've got like. Another version kind of like ticked off. There's a lot of like box checking that I get very excited about, which is really hilarious.
I always think it's funny when Joes have a hair color switch too, like that one does. Where like, was he dyeing his hair blonde? Was he like kind of
look at
rugged
Spearhead
Ronnie
and
Garvin?
Max. Look at Spearhead and Max.
Sure.
Max got an entire. They just dyed the cat a different color.
Yeah, they did.
Or like low light, right? All of a sudden,
difficult. Generally, how difficult would it be to recolor a real life bobcat? I'm not going to try.
You ever see them groom a cat like a regular cat? They got to wear like the crazy gloves and all that.
Yeah,
a bobcat.
Yeah, good luck.
Forget about it.
Exactly.
Forget about it.
He's going full East Coast there.
Yeah. Forget about it.
Right. Also, actually, this is really exciting because I feel like I wanted to ask you guys about this for ages, but. During that stream, well, since the beginning of the month, during that stream, you guys name only revealed a Steel Corps Sentry and Defense Post set. Can you tell us anything about that? Because obviously it was very just the name, no other kind of extra information was given. Is there anything you can talk about regarding that? I
think so. Tony, right? I could probably say it comes with other accessories. It's not just a straight up redeco.
Of the which one was it? Sorry.
Modular fortification.
Oh yeah. It was just a name drop.
Is it?
Because you're gonna see it in the render reveal and then see what that name drop means. Right?
Okay, cool.
So it's part of the marketing cadence of what they want in the limelight. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So there's nothing else you can. There's nothing else you can necessarily
while he was talking.
Go into on that other than.
I mean, there's like 5 people in the room. It's at one point.
Just watching you, putting the pressure on. What was this at the moment? This entire thing is being live streamed into the main room at Hasbro, where everyone can monitor what's happening.
That's I assume everybody watches full force live.
It better happen.
All the executives are tuning in.
Oh, could you imagine?
Are on.
Let's go see what Chris has to say. He's so important to this company. Coming back to the Sentry and Defense Post.
Yeah.
obviously the assumption from the fans is that we're getting some sort of maybe redeco of a modular fortification. Would that be safe to assume, or is there something new about it, or is there everything new about it?
There are new options in it.
Okay.
It is a modular set that will work with that one as well.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Well, that's okay. I mean, again, all probably assumed. I don't want to. We're not getting massively exclusive information here, but I appreciate you being honest about that one, and lying about everything else. No, you also revealed a name only for the Desert Scorpion and the Pet Scorpion. I know you've wanted to do this for the longest time. You've mentioned this before on other shows and everything. Is there much you can tell us about this? Are we talking sort of like your classic Desert Scorpion? Is there some sort of like, are we talking a real massive scorpion, or are we talking a robot-y type thing? Is there anything you can go into, or do you want to keep it like for the reveal sort of thing?
We looked into, should it be classic scorpion? Should it be mechanical scorpion? I don't know. Let's design. I went in, designed, then I made a decision. So it'll be one of those.
That's a great way of saying
you heard it here first.
Yeah, I'm not telling you,
gentlemen. And what else about it? It's modernized. I would say the Desert Scorpion himself is updated.
Okay.
I loved them as a child. One of my favorite. Again, they're all my favorite, but I tend to like a lot of masked characters as a kid. And it was Desert Scorpion, Alley Viper, Storm Shadow version 2, Hit and Run, all those. I love them. And there's something about that, like, not so normal face kind of thing going on that I wanted to preserve but then push. So the design is pushed a bit, but nothing that would make you be like, what? That's a Desert Scorpion.
Yeah, it definitely reads Desert Scorpion for sure. It just kind of in the vein of a lot of the kind of classified up, Techno Vipers, Alley Vipers. They very, very much ring true to the spirit of that character and the design of the original. So, and it's again, I know it's kind of funny because me and Lenny say it's one of our favorites, but it really is true. Every time we get to a new one, we're like, no, that one was one of my favorites too. I don't know. There's something about G.I. Joe where all those characters are so different yet so important, and you want to, as creators and artists, you want to harken back to that feeling when you're a kid as well, but modernize it a bit. And I think Lenny does an awesome job at that. But you don't want to like ruin the flavor of the dish, I guess, with a little too much spice.
Right, because scorpions are known for being bland, aren't they? You
gotta spice those puppies up. Coriander.
My mind was going through things, and again, obviously, I'm just spitballing off what you kind of said here, Lenny. But like the thing of like, my brain was going, is it going to be some sort of Dr. Mindbender situation where he is like developing large scorpions, or is it going to be more of a mechanical option and stuff like that? So I'm excited to see what you guys come up with on that.
I can say this, according to Mark, our copywriter, Dr. Mindbender is involved in this situation.
Maybe it's cyborg scorpions then. Anyway, okay, well, we'll have to wait and see on that one. I'm excited to see it. It just reminds me of when Pickle Rick has to kind of become like he has to build things around him on him.
I love that
episode. And
Pickle Rick's awesome.
It's a freaking amazing episode. Okay. Pickle Rick. Moving on then to week 2 of the month. We got the Retro Bat and Retro Green shirts. So they were in that kind of pre-order drop. I know you talked about the reasoning behind it only being a 2-figure wave to finish the retro figures this year, but could you take us through the decision? And also, did another figure maybe get moved up to 2026, or was that always the plan that you kind of had in the game plan?
That was a while ago now.
I asked these questions, and then you're like 2 years in advance usually, aren't you?
Yeah, it's usually about 18 months or so. I can't remember. I think we move things around. Sometimes marketing has to move stuff around for logistical reasons and for financial reasons. And I believe something like that happened on that particular wave. But it was decided early on that we were like, okay, we have to do this for the greater good kind of thing. So that became a two-wave wave. And I feel like it's like funny as the line gets so big. You look at Star Wars, and it's like they kind of
Never heard of it.
It's like wave 500. For us, it's like wave 125. It's actually, what is that, like wave 12? Something like that,
I've lost count, honestly.
I've lost count too.
Forget waves. Someone will tell us in the comments in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, but
like, you can't see.
I feel like in the case of that, when you look at it like that, because I get bummed out when we have to move things around. When you look at it like that, it's like it's just going to be later. We're going to get to the design. We're going to get to that work. It's going to be at a different time. So like start looking at it from that perspective.
And it could, I suppose, it could be a different, like not version, but a different format. Like it might not be retro, or it might be something else, sort of thing as well, right?
Yeah, you got to juggle the lines, right?
Yeah.
You got to juggle the offerings across the different, the different, classified retro card back stuff like that.
And for it being, I mean, you get 2 troop builders, right? So you're kind of given the chance to, well, if I don't have to give that third figure, maybe I get another bat. Maybe I get another green shirt. I do kind of like that's backwards thinking, but that's certainly how I would buy it. I'm like, oh, all right, well, maybe I can get another green shirt then, since there's not 3 figures though.
The guys buying like 40 eels at a time are like, I don't care what you bring out. I'm just going to army build the crap out of them.
Thank you to all the fans who do that. It is very appreciated.
Whenever I get sent a picture of like, you know, hey, I just got a case of alley vipers or anything, frag vipers, and it's just like a fresh 40 figure deep frag vipers, like, oh, that was awesome. Because as a collector, I'm like, oh man, I wish I had 40 of those.
Shout out to Plastic Battles, Paul. He gets like 5 of everything all the time. Doesn't matter what it is, just 5 of everything. This guy's insane. Anyway, shout out to Paul.
Incredible.
Love you, Paul. Right, moving on then. We also got in that drop the Sarge Mercer 2-pack. This is a beauty. I'm asking this question, and I know Tony might be able to answer it immediately. Is the beret a call out to a particular point in the Sarge's wrestling career?
I wouldn't say it's directly related, but you look at Sergeant Slaughter's lengthy military career, one would assume that he would wear a beret.
The red goes great with the tan. Red goes great with tan. So
I like it. I like it. Good answer. Can we get a warthog next, please? Thanks, is my other question there. No, it's a really cool set.
Please and thank you.
Yeah, please and thank you. Mercer, there was a bit of chat online when we first saw the render, and then when the promo images came out. I think some of that was a little bit put to bed, but there was a massive height discrepancy between the two figures. It kind of made Mercer look a lot smaller than I think he actually is. Can you guys talk to that as to the reason behind that? Because I know, like, if you watch the movie, the Sarge is the bigger person of all of the Renegades. But was that something that was going through your mind with that particular figure?
100%. Especially with the new Energon universe. And he's the size of a refrigerator now.
Yeah.
He's bigger than Sarge in the comics at this point. We haven't seen Sarge, so who knows what this
Sarge is going to be Godzilla at this point.
Yeah, he's huge. Well, Sarge, I'll say the Sarge is based on the Roadblock body, and then it's been iterated again and using the legs from those are brand new legs on Sarge, actually.
Oh, all right.
And they're heavy duties upper body, but
it's on this new Sarge.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. I knew the heavy duty upper, but I didn't know the legs were new. That's cool.
Yeah, he's a big boy, and we use the arms from heavy duty because those arms are awesomely jacked. So he's huge, and I think that's what happens with it too, because an average Joe is about 6'3", top of hair, not top of skull.
Okay. Just describe me a bit there.
Yeah, you're a tall fella.
6'4", but with quiff, I'm like 18'3".
Dude, that quaff is beautiful. Anyways, so Mercer, top of quaff, is, I believe he's 6'5" or so.
Okay. So he's definitely one of the bigger sort of like.
He's on a medium large body, but we want to keep him ripped looking. In the cartoon, if you watch it, he's not much bigger than Falcon. It's something I was wrestling with for a while.
Right.
I had bigger bucks, and I was like, this isn't quite what he looks like. That would be enormous. And then I was getting confused a little bit with not confused, more like concerned with the Energon universe because timing and all that.
Yeah.
but I think they're two different takes on the character. We eventually, hopefully, will get to that version, the gigantic version, because it's super cool.
I've got an interesting question related to Skybound a little bit later on for you there, Lenny, but I think we should probably get stuck into the Ore-Striker before, because that's something that I think a lot of people wanted that extra discussion on.
Yeah.
And I think now is a great time to really get stuck into the Ore-Striker. Now, when it comes to designing this, what is effectively one of the most iconic vehicles in the Joe line, how did you go about that from a classified perspective? How did you sort of like look at this and go, okay, what are we doing here?
So Off-Striker is my favorite of the two, Vamp and Off-Striker, I would say. I think those are the two that always get kind of compared. For me, the Off-Striker is the jam. That's the one I had as a kid. It's the one I loved as a grown up, whatever. But when talking with design direction at the time, we were working on like, how are we going to upgrade it? What are we going to do to like kind of push it? And at the time, my director and I were saying, like, he was like, what if we did more of a military style, less sci-fi looking, and go more into the direction of what modern military off-road vehicles look like? And it's kind of awesome. So we really pushed it into that direction with the longer body, with the smaller wheels in the front, the bigger wheels in the back.
Yeah.
To make it more of like an off-road roadster. So it's like super fast, essentially. Striking awe and all those.
Right. All striking.
So, but also, too, I really wanted to get, if you guys recall, the grape pattern on it. Which is hard to mold. So we really pushed it. I might have one behind me. As
the screen unblurs, you just see all of the unreleased
they
developing
are in various points of disarray.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But we really wanted to push the design and the engineering capabilities on that guy, because I wanted there to be a lot of light shining through the, I guess, cyclone or like the mesh top on it, and on the sides as well. So essentially, we wanted to push it to be a more modern military take on the Off-Striker. And then especially, too, with the wheels, you'll notice when you guys get it in hand, the wheels are, like, extra knobby, which is not an easy feat to do in both scale. So it's pretty sweet.
The fandom do like extra knobby, so that's definitely something I can talk to as well.
How dare you snicker.
I do also, I've got to say, crankcase. I think that's the best crankcase has ever looked. Since his vintage figure, since his first figure, I think he's kind of been done a little dirty over the years, crankcase. So I think when you got him in classified, man, I mean, first of all, you strip him down, not in that sense, but you strip him down to the secondaries and all the gear he's got, and he just looks like some, norm core dad from like the 70s or 80s. I love it, absolutely love it.
Mustache, dude.
Big time.
We had to get him right. He was pretty sweet. It's funny, some characters like Budo or like Crankcase, like they've been done and they've been done a second time around. That I feel like, or like CoverGirl blonde version. It's like we have an opportunity to like really kind of push them a little bit, but get them right at the same time. I felt like with him being the All-Striker driver, being an off-road driver, I kind of wanted to push that vibe. So that's what the accessories are.
Yeah, 30 hats, 6 coffee cups. Love it. Love it. Keep all that coming.
Yeah. So,
the visor, man. That is
the visor's fun.
Peak 80s right there. I love it.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, too. What we did on his vest, on his corded vest, it's actually ripped up. If you look closely, it's got like little tears in it, little pulls, because he's off-roading in his vest.
I thought you were going to say he's got a cat or something, and it like plucks at his shirt every now and again when he's holding it. Crankcase phenomenal. I've got to say, when I saw the promo images of that Ore-Striker as well, I mean, no disrespect, Tony, the render didn't do it as much justice, I would say, as seeing those kind of. The other thing I want to say as well, guys, I noticed on the promo images there weren't a lot of shots. The only shot I could see where you took the back kind of like surround for the seat off and the seat. It's like a close-up, and you don't really see the vehicle without that, if you know what I mean. And I was wondering if there was a reason behind not showing it in sort of like a classic style. Do you know what I mean?
No reason not to.
It might just be an accident in that sense, but yeah.
Yeah, no reason not to show it.
Oh, without the accoutrement?
Yeah, like without the seat on the back and the kind of like extra Roll cage is the word I'm looking for. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, so because I think a lot of people were excited to sort of maybe see that, and it's sort of is kind of classic kind of form. You're just going to get it, aren't you? You're just going to dig it out.
You might have one. Oh, there it is. Literally right behind the chair.
Oh,
is the
look at
blur gonna
that.
really mess us up? Yeah, blur's
Look at
gonna-
that.
Hold on.
That's wicked, man.
You know what? Can I turn the blur off in the middle? Just to be quick.
I think so.
Settings.
Everything is revealed in the background.
I know. Hopefully, well, let's take a moment and hopefully nothing gets.
Yeah, that worked.
All right. Yeah. So here it is.
Oh.
With the back off. It's kind of a bummer. We really wanted to show you guys.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then I don't know if I can get it, but like, there's a navigation screen.
Yeah, love it. When
And
that close up in the promo images is one of my favorite pictures. Yeah, to see all that kind of detail. Yeah, the little mic,
radio and all that. So,
radio. That's so dope.
Cup holder. And stuff.
I mean,
So
that's all you need, really, isn't it?
Yeah, the whole top comes off actually.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it's pretty modular. Again, I kind of like designing in a way where like people can take them and be like, "Oh, I got an idea for a roll cage," and they 3D print something and make something crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a cool opportunity for this one as well. But yeah,
that's great.
I'm a big fan of this guy, and then we added the animal stickers in there to kind of like let people figure out what they want their theme to be.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And those stickers you can they're like removable and reusable. Is that correct? So you can take.
They are. Here, I can show you right here.
Like little clingy stickers.
They are the low tack.
Whoops.
Low tack, ripped in half. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're the low tack. And they come
Oh,
off.
cool.
Yeah, so you can customize.
That's wicked, man. That's
Yeah,
wicked.
yeah.
That will lead me into another question later regarding the HasLab. Okay, that's brilliant. Striker, lovely. Thank you for showing us as well. I really appreciate that a lot.
We've been dying to show everybody, so there you go.
Right. Well, moving on then from Striker, we get to week 3. We got Skybound focus, and a few points stood out to me here. One, Lenny, you mentioned that the classified narrative was separate to the Skybound one, and it was something I hadn't really thought about really until that moment. Is there an opportunity here to kind of make the Skybound continuity the classified one, or even have Skybound create another comic specifically to tell the classified stories?
I think so. I think there's probably an opportunity. You know, it's more of a marketing question, I would say.
Is that something you'd like to see? Is like, would you like to see the classified narrative that you've kind of created?
I would love to make characters from Skybound. I love Risk. Chameleon, I think, is my favorite.
Yeah, she's cool, isn't she? Yeah.
She's rad. And I love the take of like taking Chameleon the figure and making her into a character. It's just like, where are they going with this? And I kind of have a vibe of where they're going, and I'm kind of excited for it.
Obviously, I know that you can't talk on this, but I'm kind of waiting a little bit with bated breath to maybe possibly see mole rats appear in the Skybound universe, based on the fact that they sort of kicked off the Energon thing. Like, you know, like, and obviously, you know, you can't talk about that. That's totally fine. Or you may not, it may not be something that's even come up yet.
Yeah, I would say currently where the line is at, I would view us more like a Legends, essentially, where like we're doing multiple. Classified is its own aesthetic.
Yeah.
And that is so that we can get multiple characters into the line and then kind of modernize them to take the brand a little, take it forward and get more fans involved. And, and as well as retro and nostalgia.
I think it's just nice for people to hear, like fans to hear that you guys are thinking about this as well, and also like, you know, maybe the possibility of seeing these characters in the future from the Skybound universe and vice versa. Like if there could be like, I kind of feel like there's a real opportunity for like an actual symbiotic relationship. And I know there sort of is one, but it's not, you know, I think it could be more ingrained is what I'm saying. It could be more like solidified, if that makes sense.
We agree. I think there's something there. And like if you look at like a lot of stuff that Josh is doing, he's taking stuff from like the tattoo on rock and roll is there. Like it's like you're going to see some stuff soon and you're like, oh, okay.
And it's just great to have amazing stories too, told, and new freshness too. And I love that Hammer stuff obviously as well, and how wild that's been getting. But that Skybound stuff is super fun. All those minis were amazing. and then just right into that main line. It's like I look forward to it every time we get a box of comics.
Yeah, I love it. It's so much fun, isn't it? And that's the other thing. Their release cadence is crazy. It's like if you're following the whole universe and you're reading Transformers, Void Rivals, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, if you're reading all of those, you've got something like every week, sometimes like at least twice a month. And possibly even more opportunities. It's great. So yeah, I'm really pleased with where it's at and where it's going.
And I love how they weave in and out of each other without spoiling.
Yeah, and there's never any like it's never like ham-fisted in there. It's always like really kind of subtly dropped, or as subtle as Starscream is slapping someone to death, but you know what I mean. We also got another look at the Night Force Beachhead and Quick Kick 2-pack. Thanks for the shout out on your render post, by the way, Tony. That was I was not expecting that, and when you did that, I'm like, oh. So that way, at least I read the things that you post, and don't
Thanks for reading them.
Don't just clamor to quickly share it somewhere. We can now answer the inspiration question for Quick Kick's face deco, can't we?
For sure, yeah. I'll say it's not Billy.
Yeah, it's not Billy.
People thought it was Billy.
There's a lot of Billy comments, isn't there?
But he kind of has a little bit of I think there was a
an
convention set, right? That like looked a little bit more like Billy.
It was a Pursuit of Cobra Spirit that looked like Billy. Yeah,
correct. I'm sorry. Yes, that was the one. Correct. But not Quick Kick. That's not Quick Kick.
So you can reveal that it was in fact.
Answer. Oh yeah, it was
none of your business.
It was inspired by the character's inspiration, Bruce Lee.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And funny, I want you to confirm this, but on the last episode, we did a funny thing where I had to cut it and then come back and say, I knew it was all along. But I did get it right. I did say Bruce Lee.
You
did. Make sure
not bad for your fifth guess.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Not bad for my 15th try.
15th try.
On that one.
You just kept on saying movies.
I just kept saying, I was like, Goonies.
Terminator.
Jaws.
Jaws. It was
Jaws 3D.
Loosely
Revenge.
Loosely inspired, but just a fun little nod, I think, for people. Not exactly tied to, but just is that a fun thing of action adventure fan base,
No, I loved it. I loved that. It was a good, nice little touch. Yeah. And when are we going to see those? I'm just kidding. I know you can't answer that question. So because the funny thing is, it's really funny that we've got the render now, but we've already seen the figures in hand at Toy Fair. Thankfully, that was a nice little initial reveal. That went against all of the rules, by the way. The release cadence, but
you never know what's going to happen.
No rules at Toy Fair, right?
I certainly don't.
No, yeah.
Toy Fair is like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, life is like a box of name owner reveals. Life
is like an otter's pocket.
What, really wet? Okay.
So, yeah.
Now we've gotten to the HasLab portion of the interview. Thank crap on a stick. Capping off the month of YoJoe June, you guys revealed the latest addition to the Joe's Winter Ops, the Snow Cat.
That's right.
Should have been the Tiger Cat. But firstly, could you take us through the decision to go with this particular vehicle as the next HasLab? I know a lot's go into this. Can you kind of go into a little bit of how this comes about?
So we do focus groups.
Yeah.
And in the focus groups, we come up with a bunch of designs. So a lot of upfront work is done. We can't tell you what, but
here's the list.
Here's the list. And, we did a bunch of designs, and we took them pretty far, actually, from a design standpoint, from a concept design standpoint, and different scenarios that they would be in to get people's vibe of what they would like. And
here's a question while you're saying that. Yeah. Is there any way we see those concepts for that Snow Cat in the future?
I can ask.
Because I think people would like to see things like the Rattler concepts, the Hiss concepts, the Dragonfly. Even if you went all the way back to the Hiss and started there, that gives you enough sort of like time to like, do you know what I mean? Like to like get away from the freshness.
What's interesting too is the front end of the Hiss went through some iterations actually, and then we eventually ended up with the longer nose of the OG one. We originally had like some crazy thing going on.
I would love to see that stuff. Yeah, I think a lot of the fans would love to see that kind of.
Great suggestion.
I'm in the office tomorrow. I will ask.
That'd be great. Thank you. Just send it directly to me, and I'll deal with I'll post it all on the socials.
But maybe we could. But yeah, we do go through a bunch of iterations. we try to narrow down what we share with people, though, because you don't want to overstimulate the focus group.
That makes sense.
They get crazy. But what rose to the top is Snow Cat, and we actually focus grouped multiple times, and it rose to the top. It's a cool vehicle, man. I have the old Japanese version.
Oh, mate.
Yeah. I took
there's
it out of the box.
There's a fan question later that I'll be asking you that I think relates to that as well. But yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, I was going to say, did you pay a lot of money for that then?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, okay. Got it. I'll flash the price up on screen right now.
But yeah, so it rose to the top. It's a really cool vehicle. There's a lot to do with it too. And it's funny, when we were looking at like this thing, when we got the model in, I think Tony and I were saying like, dude, this could look cool in like desert sand color.
Yeah.
It could look cool in green. Like it was something about the form factor of it. I keep on doing the hand things. Maybe
it has been. I mean, it's been done in multiple different color ways, hasn't it? We've seen it in blue, but it's also been done in green as a Havoc Mark II, as it was called back in the day as well. That's
right. So, I mean, like it's got a nice kind of military fantasy vibe to it that I think works in a lot of colors. I mean, the what was the Tiger Force version called?
Tiger Cat.
The Tiger, which is kind of redundant of a name, but I do love it.
I was talking about this the other day. I thought it was hilarious that is the name for it. I love it. I think the Tiger Cat's gorgeous.
It looks so good.
But it's like saying a tiger or a cat.
If we would ever, I wonder if that's for the comments. If we ever
Sharkfish.
What colorway would you want it in? So I mean, if we ever were to revisit it, it'd be really interesting.
That is one of the questions I did want to talk to you about, actually, in terms of revisiting that. But I'll probably let's talk about that now. That is definitely a thing, then, isn't it? Like HasLab retooling could happen in the future.
I think it's a possibility.
Okay,
yeah, it's a possibility, and I'm on message boards. We've been seeing a lot of requests for stuff. I mean, the His Tank alone. Look at all the versions of His Tank. It's kind of crazy, and it's one of the big things we've talked about it before, where we were a little like, do we make this a HasLab? And it's just like, you have to make it a HasLab for the scale that it is.
That's what I was going to ask, actually. Was there an option at some point where you're kind of looking at this and designing it and then going, this is actually too big to do as a was that what happened? Was that sort of like the journey of this thing?
The journey
in one
of it
area
was,
and had to grow a bit.
Yeah, journey of it was essentially like His Tank is so large. It's just at a scale of being something that would be on store shelf, or that would be a value price point, essentially, that it had to go up to another scale to be a valuable item, right? You would have to lose. It would be a brick.
Yeah.
At like a lower price point, there would be no treads. It would be the old school $40 that came out in 20. I think when we re-released in 2020. I think.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it would be that, but larger. So no working treads, no lights, no inner accoutrement, no character storage.
Multiple figures, bivouac wouldn't be there.
Figures.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So like essentially what ends up happening is it's just there's no play value. So that's where the decision was made back then to go like, well, this is actually a good candidate for HasLab for G.I. Joe. And then you start learning as you're going too, and we're learning a lot. With all the vehicles, and like they are large, big projects and expensive to make. So they kind of that's where they net out essentially.
Right.
So
one question that's come up a lot is whether the missile system can stand on its own or be used with other vehicles like a VAMP or modular fortification or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk on that? I mean, is there a plan to either have does the roof that it sits on, does that become its kind of like stand? Is that what the idea is there?
We're still in development on it.
Oh, okay, cool.
So currently the whole thing slides out, right?
So it goes through the hole and like into the deck sort of thing. Is that what happens?
So there's a stand, and then
what am I doing? This is disgusting.
So I guess you would say like my phone is the thing that the
roof
that's on, and then the rocket mount is this rocket essentially, and it's attached to it permanently. You slide all of this out to make the back of the Snow Cat into a personnel carrier.
Right. So would that thing that it's on, that sort of like that square section, does that act like a stand for it So you can like separate, so you can put the missile system and use it as like a separate system, like on its own sort of thing, like a freestanding.
So currently in development where we're at, no, but seeing what can be done, because now that we're in the funding phase, when it eventually does get funded, we go deeper into engineering.
Okay.
So what you guys see essentially in those videos is a very, very, very tight model, right? So then now we have to go
That's
through
what you see on the Full Force a lot of the time as well when I'm just doing a solo episode. A very, very tight model that I am.
And also the how early we have to get this thing done. That was amazing. First off,
yeah,
but how early?
It was a Herculean effort.
This one was insane.
It looks phenomenal for a model.
Yeah. And like Lenny said, there's still a lot of zhuzhing. To steal one of Lenny's
a lot of
words.
texturing. The model you guys saw, actually, the shock system is different than what we currently have. We have a aesthetic shocks, I should say. The sculptor detail is more deep. There's more relief to it. So, we're still working on that stuff. And we work as if it's going to go all the way. So like we can't lose time, because if we slow down, then we won't meet our deadline to ship it on the right time. So we're working as if, this thing's going all the way, and we're still adding those details, still figuring that stuff out. So we're in that phase. So hopefully, engineering permitting, we can get that to be its own like little mount thing.
I'm going to say, I think a lot of people have mentioned that in the comments. I think a lot of people want that to be a kind of freestanding, kind of like kind of weapon system.
It's huge.
Here's a question for you guys. A bit of tongue in cheek, but still. Are the troops in the back going to freeze to death, or does the engine kick out more heat than all of the suns in the universe?
It kicks out more heat.
Okay. In regards then to the conversation we just had about the missile system, is there a possibility there could be an additional canopy at some point included here for like the back? Is that a possibility, or is that no way with costing and what have you?
We're pretty far along. And the way the cadence of development goes, we're in the end. So that would be in design phase. I'll tell you this: we talked about it.
Oh, okay, cool. So there was
definitely was considered. It's just from a design engineering cost standpoint, you got to start weighing what you're making.
So for the troops, it's just have some hand warmers and go F yourself, though. Basically,
get chilly.
It's not that cold. Come on.
It's not that cold in like the Arctic, Antarctic, Alaska, the Siberia.
Listen, if you unlock the bivouac, you've got that nice little fire you could put sit around there.
That's very true.
In the engine.
In case it breaks down.
That thing is phenomenal, by the way. That little fire with you take the fire piece off, and it's just the little burnt wood and the coal and everything. Just amazing. Amazing. I love it.
I love it too.
Another question that's come up a lot, and actually was one I kind of wanted to know as well, in regards to, we talked about the Off-Striker having those kind of like low tax stickers. Is that the same situation for the icy windscreen decals? Are they kind of like clingies that can be reutilized again and again?
Yep,
brilliant.
That's the idea. And we're currently working on the sticker sheet. So
brilliant. I think a lot of people are asking that question, but like almost assuming it wasn't. But no, that's great to know that is not a one-time application deal. Because I, for one, sort of have the option, but also I go back and forth like a crazy person as well. So to have it sort of like, I kind of want it icy to make it look like it's in the snow and all that kind of stuff. You don't want it completely clean when you're doing like toy photography in the snow sort of thing. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm well into that. Okay, cool. Frostbite. That's horrible if you ever get it and your fingers come off.
I watched a video on it recently.
Oh.
Dude, I saw some kid. He was like in like negative 80-degree weather. I don't know where it was, but you can see his nose like turn white. Like
it's crazy, isn't it?
Creeps. Your cells are freezing.
It's awful.
Yeah,
but the figure's great.
Yeah,
Frostbite is an obvious figure for the base level, but how did you decide on the other tiers as options? And was there like a hesitation to just do 2 figures after the feedback from the fandom for the Rattler?
We focus grouped what characters we should do.
Interesting.
I was surprised to see that. They were like, Lenny, Jay, and Flynn. And I was like, okay, sweet. Yeah. But also, too, the reason why they were put in the choices was they were always together in the snow gear in those outfits. And I've been wanting to do snow gear G.I. Joe so bad. And it just kind of all lined up from a research standpoint. It lined up from what the brand needed. It lined up for the expedition set that essentially is a Snow Cat. And essentially we netted out on there just from a research and from an IP standpoint.
Yeah.
They were kind of perfect decisions. On the bivouac, the idea was we were brainstorming what do we do to make this a little more special than just your typical 3-figure unlocks. How do you make it a moment in time so that when you're buying this vehicle, you get this particular environmental scene?
Oh, God, it's amazing.
And we were looking at the bivouac. I've been wanting to do the bivouac for a while. I think it's such a cool part of G.I. Joe. But what's cool in a HasLab, we're able to make it out of fabric, right? It's not just a piece of plastic. It's an actual tent. Like the rungs of the tent come apart. Like they come apart, and you can wrap the tent around it. You can put them underneath the seats in the figure storage area.
Did not know that.
Yeah, they should fit perfectly in there.
Did not know that.
Yeah,
that's mind blowing.
Yeah.
So
if you want, you can put them in the crates too.
Oh my God, you got all that kind of storage space to put all of the stuff that it comes with, and you've got a kitchenette to put all the food and everything, right?
Gotta cook.
Can I ask this question as well? Was there any consideration to doing not only a kitchenette, but maybe like a you take that out and put like a weapons rack sort of thing in there as well? Was that kind of a consideration of giving people an option of either fun RV or terror?
That would have been storage. That's a great idea.
Where was I when this was being developed? Is the question.
No, it was funny. When we were brainstorming it, it was kind of like, how do you survive kind of deal, and that's why we came up with. At the time, Mark was like, he wanted to do it in a fun way, right?
Yeah.
So this kitchenette thing would be pretty good. They're almost like camping underneath the Northern Lights, essentially.
Right.
So we didn't think of doing weapon. Weapon rack would have been awesome.
Have I just changed the cost on this? Have I just added $10 to the HasLab for everybody?
No.
Yeah, I've been trying to get Lenny to put a full English in there, some stewed tomatoes and maybe some beans.
Yeah, you get beans, tomatoes, mushrooms, bangers. Get some bangers in there.
Yeah,
toast.
He just wouldn't put them in there. He wouldn't put them in.
Fried bread.
I had to put the coffee in.
Welsh rarebit, maybe.
Yeah,
that's not really a breakfast, but it's delicious.
I've just gone off the rails now. I'm talking to just all sorts of random food from all over the world. Tiny foodstuffs, right? Now that you've mentioned that. Is this going to be the theme from now on instead of animal companions? Is it going to be snack companions or ration passions? I think ration passions is a good one.
It's our mini comics program.
Road Pig was supposed to get a cheeseburger.
Oh, come on.
Wow. That's how the costing goes, ladies and gentlemen.
Damn it, costing.
Cost out a cheeseburger. And it
costing department.
It was crazy.
There's a lot more important pieces in the set, but
I disagree. I think a cheeseburger on a stick would have been better.
That's amazing.
Cheeseburger on a stick. That's it.
Giant cheeseburger, but is like chrome, so it's like a horrible weapon at the same time. Like he just took a sign down from like a fast food joint or something.
The big boy burger. Whatever.
Anyway, get ration passions trending. So the bivouac, phenomenal. We've been talking playsets for a while now, and they really are starting to show up. Modular fortification, bivouac defense post as a name only. Would it be? Do you think we might? How do I put this without getting shot down? Is it likely we see this particular bivouac again in like other colors in the future? Is there a possibility we re-get this?
Well, how do I don't. There's no plans, but I will say this: I am very cognizant of releasing the bivouac and locking it in a HasLab. I've seen that term, locking it behind
a paywall.
To put the green one in the HasLab thematically didn't make sense, and for the people, you want to be able to get a green bivouac, right? It's pretty iconic to the brand. So
that's all you need to say.
We just got to see what's going on. You know, we're line planning for years on out, so you know.
That's a yes then. The campfire feature, no, I've done that one. That's amazing. Although I will say that campfire feature, when you take the flame off and it's got the little,
ashes or embers,
or the charcoal.
Charcoal.
What I really like about that is that I've never seen that done before, even on like another little cutesy line, like, you know, like a Playmobil or a Lego or something like that. And I'm sure it has been done, but it's not something that I've necessarily seen before. Was there any inspiration with that? Was it just one of those things that you're just like, hey, we should be able to take this off and everything should be like, you know?
I had done a Human Alliance figure. This is a bizarre connection. I had done a Human Alliance figure years ago. He was a hovercraft, red hovercraft. On his face, he had his Transformer's face was underneath a visor, and it created a color break, like a weird like color screening, as if you were wearing like shooting glasses or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And it like popped in my head when I was doing the input, and I'm like, how do you make the fire look like it's real fire? And then how do you make it look like it's been smothered when it's out? And I was consulting with Tony. I'm like, do I like deco the wood to look like real wood? And then, you know, you're figuring out what you can pay for and what you can't. And then that's where a lot of this form and function meets.
Right. Necessity is the mother of invention sort of situation.
So it's like, what if we just deco it black and give it a quick little like ash wipe, and then when the clear fire goes on top, you will get the effect of plastic. You'll get the effect of plastic fire. And don't breathe plastic fire in, ladies and gentlemen. You know, so that's where it's kind of born from. It was like just on the drawing table, essentially, and then thinking of past experiences. Yeah. You know, consulting with some of the best.
Me.
How to manage. Yes.
Just kidding. No, that's great. I mean, this thing is amazing. I'm really excited for the whole kit and caboodle. Honestly, I'm down for it.
It's got to come with a kitten now.
Yeah, kitten and a caboodle.
Yeah, what's a caboodle?
I don't know. I think it's kit and caboodle, but that's less of stupid sayings that I've heard since I was a child. What came first, the kitchenette or the fish, sausage, eggs?
Oh, the kitchenette.
Okay, just wanted to double check on that one. Now, as we are talking right now, the campaign has been out for a week and is getting closer, but it's still not funded yet. One, has this surprised you guys, and are you still confident that we'll still hit all the tiers with this?
I still have confidence. I think it's I personally think it's a great offering. It's one of my favorite vehicles as well, so I've got a lot of hope behind that. Yeah. And there's that, obviously you see it with every Kickstarter, HasLab, everything. You get that, it's that hockey stick. I think they kind of call it, where it's just that last couple days where people are kind of holding out and then seeing what'll happen, and then you see that big spike. The G.I. Joe fans are great, and they back super early. We've been offering a ton of product this year too, so who knows if that's people are taking that into account. The money doesn't get taken away as soon as you hit pre-order, so it only benefits the campaign to do it earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have confidence it'll fund.
Yeah, 100%. Sure. Echoing what Tony said. You know, I think it's a sweet offering, and I think when you see it, like I remember we first saw it when we saw the model, right, dude?
Oh my god, in person, just like when we saw the Rattler at Comic-Con, you know, that was a great place to debut a HasLab, because people got to see it in person, see how impressive it was, and that funding went incredible. I think once you really see that thing in person, it's wild.
Toys are so tangible. Toys are like the difference between toys and video games is like toys are in hand, played with, lived experiences, and like seeing them is believing them. I mean, digital renders are awesome. Tony does an incredible job of illustrating the most real, accurate way you can. But then when you see the product in hand, it just is like that's when you know. You know what I mean? And then like so
it's like a full reveal again, all over again. It's like you name it and you reveal, then you reveal it, and then you reveal it again just to really rub it in there. And then you get it in hand. So many different phases.
Doing the deco sheet, you're like, oh, cool, this is what this thing's going to look like. And then the model shop made ourselves move the model, and then you're like, oh, this thing is incredible. Yeah. And then when we were brainstorming, like, what if it's in desert camo? What if it's in olive drab? And like we started getting excited of like, not only did it look cool, it was like it's got potential to look cooler in different skins. Right?
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
So we getting it in Tiger Force, right? Just double checking that.
Dude, that one's awesome. That color is really nice. Very orange.
And then we'll get the shark fish, and then we'll get the the dolphin mammal and the I'm just trying to think of other similar.
There are
name
some amazing.
combinations.
Shark fin.
There's some amazing customizers out there. That
It would be dolphin porpoise.
Sure. Or yeah, I guess yeah.
Porpoise
or human
dolphin.
person.
Porpoise dolphin. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I'm excited. Anyway, we're gonna rinse through some very quick viewer questions right now.
Okay.
These are sort of like, one and done sort of jobs kind of thing, and not really. Some of them are really deep. Hans asks, will the Joes or Cobra be going to space?
I'd love to go to space.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not off the table.
Do you think a HasLab Crusader would be possible, considering obviously a Defiant might be off the table, but a Crusader might be possible?
I think a Defiant would be is the coffin you buy that when your significant other
Kills you.
you bought
Thunk.
But I mean, a Crusader you'd be able to get away with, wouldn't you? That would
Does the
probably
candlestick.
a Crusader would probably creep into the is it too ridiculous sort of levels. Yeah, that's a yes. Sidon asks, are they, you guys, ever going to make a Larry Hama tribute figure like Hasbro did with Stanley and Marvel Legends, or is there a slightly different kind of red tape around it for those kind of things?
Poseidon?
Oh no, the name was Sidon.
Oh.
That was the person.
I thought it was first of all, I thought it was Poseidon. And I was
It'd
like,
been
that's
cool.
incredible.
Yeah.
Cool name.
Will you be making?
Holding the trident and everything. Yeah,
that'd be cool. It'd be incredible. I mean, the man, the myth, the legend. You know what I mean? Like,
nothing to announce, but it'd be awesome.
Okay,
That's
name and
true
reveal,
legend.
guys. Just kidding. This is from a number of people, and then sort of combined into a different but same question. And I think we've actually already covered this. Will you ever reuse HasLab tooling for retail or exclusive purposes? So we have covered that one. I'll move on. But I think
since it's asked, like, it'd be great to see people's reaction in the comments of how they feel about it. You know what I mean? We're always trying to aggregate that data.
Yeah.
We're seeing positive data towards it, but like hearing it again, just getting as much as possible is great to hear. So if you guys want it, let us know.
Okay, I'm thinking like sub teams as well in that sense. The other thing connected to that though, and was also part of a lot of questions. Would you ever consider a made-to-order option, like we have seen in other brands for larger items? Is that a possibility for Classified, do you think?
I think so.
Yeah. If it's successful in other businesses, you could see that creep into businesses within Hasbro.
Okay, cool.
Businesses within
businesses.
Every brand is its own little mini business underneath this giant business, right? So, like, if it's working for something else, typically marketing teams will start talking, and you'll see it kind of trickle.
Brilliant. Keith has asked a very interesting question here. At any given time, how deep is the roster that you can pivot away from one character or vehicle and move into development on another? Example, how many pieces do you typically work on, and is that a hard set? Only these will be done for this upcoming date and no others are considered. So basically, just to I kind of made that very complicated, didn't I? Is it a case of you have your line plan and that's where you stay? Or do you have a lot of things kind of going on that you can kind of move and pivot and bring stuff in and change and what have you?
We budget, and then we figure out what we're going to make and what's going to get tooled, and then what's going to not get tooled, and then throughout the whole year, and what is fiscally sound.
When is it locked in for that particular year of releases, would you say?
I can't say. I can't say
cool.
when it's locked in, but there are times where audibles have to be pulled. Right, so it's like we have to have a thought of like what it could be if not.
Right.
But there is a point in time when you just can't change it. Like you're just so far that you just can't, and it won't get changed. Like I was saying earlier, with like you're in the design phase, and then you go to engineering phase. Engineering phase is pretty much you're locked in.
Yeah.
Because if you unlock, then you're opening up a can of worms.
Yeah,
and it is going to destroy the schedule.
And they're worms from Cobra La as well, so it's not even the easy worms.
It's the eels.
The underground worms, the horrible ones from the mass device. Or anyway, sorry. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. I appreciate your honesty on that one. Travis asks, what has been your favorite accessory or Easter egg to sneak into production so far? Have you had to sneak anything in there? Actually, has that happened, or would you get fired now for even trying to sneak something in?
Sneaking in.
What are we
sneaking? Did we sneak anything in?
Because I mean, you're pretty open with the Easter eggs that you apply to these things for the most part. I don't think have you had to sneak anything at any point? Probably no.
The iguana is really not a sneak. Iguana is like that's a straight up accessory.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pretty much have to tell on ourselves every time, so there's not much sneaking.
Yeah, I was going to say
it wouldn't be good to sneak.
Yeah, not much.
It was definitely something. I will say this: it was definitely something done in the vintage era where you'd have the examples like Guy Cassaday's a great one, where he put his name on the Persuader, but in like a serial number. It's like CA55, basically like Cassaday. That was a good one.
Oh, we put. I think it's Mozart. I can't remember, but we put on.
The heavy duty. Yeah. The D minor situation.
Yeah, we put it on the wavelength.
That's dope.
That's great.
I do like that's one of my favorite sort of like little the audio from that. That's so good.
Oh, and then on the Night Force 2-pack that we just talked about, it says Night Force on it. NF Night Force.
On
the grenades.
Oh, cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Nothing salacious. Just like
I thought
that's crazy.
There's something even cooler in Quick Kick's little thing as well, which I think you revealed on the last episode, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was what was that? It's Fudgy.
Fudgy Interactive.
Fudgy Interactive. Unbelievable.
My favorite game.
I can't wait to see that, honestly.
I think there's Cobra logos on the deep sea divers on their like little readout screen. I can't remember if we actually got that. I have them. I should look, but there's little Cobra logos and little Joe logos on corresponding little readouts.
That's cool. Marco's asked, is there a chance that the deluxe Snow Serpent and Arctic Bats will be re-released due to the Arctic theme of the Snow Cat HasLab campaign?
So you're saying there's a chance? I don't know.
Okay. Those will look awesome.
Marketing, please answer.
Yeah. Could you just chime in on this one?
We need a marketer. Somebody get a marketer.
This is an interesting one as well from Skinny. Skinny Joe fan has asked a question that I don't think I've ever asked you guys this either. How large is the team that is specifically dedicated to Joe, from concept to design to final product to marketing to licensing and entertainment?
Oh boy.
I mean, specific to Joe is a little bit of a loose one there, because when you get to certain departments, they cover everything, don't they? So it's...
I'll say the toy team
is
Tony, myself. These are the people who make production, not post-production. So Tony, myself, Matt, our sculptor, Matt, our project manager, Cameron, our engineer. That's the development people. And then marketing people, we have BMAC.
Yeah.
And then Emily flies in for HasLabs.
Yeah.
And then we have our respective bosses.
Franchise teams.
And then on the franchise team, we have Kelly. So I would say for people who are working on Classified, 5. For people who are working on the entire brand, probably 10.
Okay. It's not a big team, really, is it, when you think about it?
Tight ship.
Tight ship
for a lot of character. That's a lot of product.
It is.
That'd be a great character, Tight Ship.
Technically already exists. Robert asks, will the Arctic Bivouac come with its own packaging like the figures do?
I don't know.
There's a question for you.
That's a good question. We
bring up in the next agenda, next team meeting.
That's something that probably needs to be figured out.
Oh, that's another good point for people on the team, though.
Yep.
Our packaging teams, our packaging engineers. There's quite a few.
So now you're talking. What's not really not post production.
Brand writing. Like this.
Oh yeah, so now we're at
15.
No, we're still close to the 12. I'm still thinking of people because you got Mark, our brand writer. We just got two packaging team members, so you could say 15. Sorry if I'm missing anybody. We love you guys.
Direct with YoJoe though, that's pretty. And then it is that's all good. Again, this was from multiple fans and asked in a multitude of ways. But what happened to dial tone? Do you know? Can you comment on dial tone? Where are you?
He just ended up later in production. He was developed at the same time, but just production issues. And I got mine a couple weeks ago.
Oh, rub that one in. So, thanks, Tony. Thanks.
From Hasbro Pulse, not from...
Still
no inside.
Still
baseball here.
I want
got
some
them from
inside
House.
baseball. Can you inside baseball throw me a dial tone, please?
Yeah.
When it comes to the
That's-
screen.
yeah, just catch.
You guys have-
Jason, well, that's cool. At least we, yeah. So nothing untoward, just production issues with a particular figure. Fair enough. Jason asks, is there anything design-wise you want to try but haven't been able to? Either it just didn't work or it wasn't cost-effective in terms of sculpting, articulation, paint apps, etc. We only ask the tough questions in this.
No, that's a great question.
It's a great question,
and it is a tough one.
I've looked at we've looked at full inkjet on figures and stuff like that. That doesn't really quite work out. There's different applications at the vendor that are different that I can't go into, but there's like technological advancements that we're constantly pushing, even with the direct printing, like those machines, the ink, the technique changes, so like you can see an increase in detail as those machines get better. So sometimes I'll put more stuff. I'm able to put more stuff into the faces now than I was before, which is great. So you're seeing a lot of those details.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the stuff that they're always pushing technologies on how to, obviously when we switched to pinless as well, like Hasbro in general kind of switched a lot of stuff to pinless. So that was something that was super cool to see. You don't get those unsightly pins by some people's accounts.
Unsightly.
Those are disgusting. Make them less unsightly, please.
Remove it from my sight. Tony, I'm trying to think of other things that we're like, oh, this ain't gonna work. I'm sure there's stuff, and I'm trying to think of things that we could share.
Right.
I don't know. It's tough because the technology is getting better, which is great.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's a perfectly fine answer. A few more to go. Classic Toys UK. Oh, actually, before I do ask this one, I should have asked this during the Snow Cat thing, but when it does that really cool articulation where the treads stay flat and the vehicle goes up, is it going to be able to hold that position, or is that just like a physics impossibility?
I think it'll be too heavy in the front, but it'll definitely. Mark designed it so it can look as if it's crawling up onto terrains. He was taking in consideration photography, essentially. Like it's this all-terrain vehicle.
That's completely fine and acceptable. I just, for some reason in my head, I wanted it to be in pounce mode the entire time. But that's great.
You probably need a steel axle if we did that.
Oh god, you'd need all sorts. You need to really lock it in with the articulate. It'd be like
from experience on Transformers when we did Titans and Unicron. I actually finished Unicron. The jointing on that.
I actually finished transforming him yesterday since I bought him. Yeah,
he's a beast, dude. Just the engineering of those joints alone when working with TT, they were like, "We're gonna need some time with this."
Yeah,
they were like, "Please wait. This is gonna take a little bit.
Please hold."
Yeah, because it's not like just double the size and it'll hold. It's like there's a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. That's great. Classic Toys UK asked, do you retain the rights to recreate international packaging? For example, having seen the logo on Budo, I'd love to see a retro card release that recreates the Japanese packaging style. Maybe it would have to be a PulseCon exclusive.
That'd be awesome. I think in some cases.
Yeah, I can imagine, again, that's more a red tape legal conversation.
Marketing!
Yeah, marketing.
But I think it's case by case.
But I will ask, would you think that was awesome? I would.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would love to see that. I've seen it on other brands where they do that, other companies where they've done stuff like that, and it looks awesome. And I don't want to not be jumping on that bandwagon as well. But
yeah, I think it would be really cool to do a few little releases like that. It'd be kind of cool for maybe even foreign exclusives to just do something cute like that. Make it really difficult for everyone else in the United States to get it. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh God! Oh no!
Yeah, I've literally just everyone's just like, what? No, don't do that.
A bunch of fist emojis.
Yeah, just all fire, poop emojis, fire and poop. Mr. Person Man, real name, asks, that's exactly Snow Cat right there, isn't it? Mr. Person Man is the human version of Snow Cat right there. There's a name. Or Tiger Cat, sorry, not Snow Cat. We've gotten Torpedo and Eels, Snow Job and Snow Serpents, along with a few Desert Joes, and soon we'll finally get Desert Scorpions. As of now, we're still missing Cobra Paratroopers and dedicated Cobra Snipers. What considerations go into what enemy counterparts get made and when?
There's a lot to go through, and I think sometimes it makes the list and sometimes it doesn't. And then sometimes it's like what tooling you have. Sometimes it's like what figures are we raring to go on.
Yeah.
It's like a whole soup, essentially. So
Gross.
we've talked about the paratroopers a lot, actually. I love the paratroopers, especially the 25th anniversary that had like
Paraviper. Yeah.
the Paravipers.
Yes.
Oh,
That would that'd probably
beautiful.
have to be in like deluxe territory, wouldn't it? If it
It's
had to be
big,
made?
and I think if it was to come with a parachute, absolutely, it's deluxe.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Okay.
The soft
Confirmed,
goods
guys.
alone, the soft goods
Confirmed.
alone gets you right into the other price point.
Done. Okay, so finally, we have a few Patreon questions. I'll do these real quick. Ryan asked, since they've started using soft goods for figures like 60th Infantry Twilight Guard, any chance we'll see wired capes in the future for Destro version 2 or Pythona, for example? Obviously, you can't go into that detail,
Yep.
but wired capes, is that a possibility?
Depends on, it's all case by case.
Okay. Bias One asked, what about space and the fact that it is becoming more and more expensive for us collectors to fit the footprint of these things in our homes?
We consider it, and that's why the Rattler has the D-tall wings, because it was like, this thing's 36 inches wide. And it was a big fear when
Have you considered buying new homes for people first?
Homes on homes. Homes for your toys. Yeah, it gets considered, but then at the same time, people are asking for these vehicles, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's like, what do we do? Not make them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it's like, I would say, like myself, there's certain things I buy and there's certain things I do not buy.
Yeah.
And I kind of pick and choose the things I love, and I'll
Yeah.
get it. And like in certain brands that they're making gigantic things, I'm like, yes, I'm all in. There's other things that are like, I really want it, but that's a little out of scope for me.
Right.
I'm
Like
the
if-
opposite. I buy everything.
Yeah,
He
you're
does
just
buy
like
everything.
defiance
Buy 'em all.
and just get them all in flags.
He out of all of us, he's got a problem.
Yeah, major problems.
Major Problems is your G.I. Joe file, is your code name.
Codename
Major
Major Problems.
Major
It's
problems.
incredible.
Major Problems. Yeah, anyway. Matt has asked, another one of our patrons, have you considered a fan poll vote on what the next year's HasLab might be? That way the community can decide. So kind of like a larger scale focus group, I guess.
We did it on Windblade when we were designing Windblade. That was a fan vote.
I remember.
Well,
the
it was like an
Titan.
amalgamation. It was like what kind of elements, attributes would you like in a Transformer? Then we kind of like distilled it and made it into a new Transformer.
I remember the Transformers fan vote for Triptychon when it was the
Oh, yeah.
Titans kind of choice. Is that something you guys would possibly
I
do?
think it's a possibility. I really like it. I like that idea.
Bit of fan interaction as well, isn't it?
100%. And it's like you're hearing it from a large base, and you're kind of getting it right from the horse's mouth. Right?
Gets everyone mad as well and angry, and everyone hates each other. That's always
what are you
good.
talking about?
And finally, Jeremy has asked, have Fun School India decos been considered for repaints?
Like you talking like was it?
Yeah.
Was it the metalhead that came with the two types of clay? Remember?
Yeah.
That one? That was crazy.
I love my one of my favorite redecos, I think, for Fun School would be Windmill. I think Windmill. I kind of want to show you a picture of it.
I need to
Just
look them
the
up.
card art. Type in Fun School Windmill just to get the card art up alone. That is probably one of the funniest.
That's
There you go.
incredible. That's
Isn't it?
incredible.
Isn't that great?
That one's really good.
What is
Fun
happening?
School Windmill.
That's confirmed in the line.
Not just that, but also, can we recreate the card art as well?
I
Look at
found
that.
a fella cosplaying him. It's incredible.
Stunning.
Yeah,
So
good
yeah,
stuff.
that's what I'm saying. It was done in the club did that particular Fun School Windmill. So yeah, it's been done more than once, amazingly. So,
Wow. That guy's awesome.
Oh,
Thank you
my
for
sharing
God.
that.
you're
The
welcome.
Collector Club card art's amazing, by the way.
It is great, isn't it? I think was that an Adam Riches maneuver? That might have been Adam
It
Riches.
looks like Adam's style.
Shout out to Adam
Riches.
Riches. I'm pretty sure he did Windmill. Correct me if
looks
I'm
like
wrong,
his
Adam,
style,
in
yeah.
the comments, but I believe it was Adam. He did a lot of the card art for that
Oh, yeah.
period of time. Did
yeah.
loads. I think he went. I think he broke 50. He went over 50 characters, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, it's like one of the most prolific GI Joe card artists of all time. It's mental. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for jumping on and talking with me. I've taken far too much of your time today. I know you're super busy.
How dare
but
you?
really appreciate you coming on and chatting with me about all this. I guess get you back on after SDCC at this rate.
Talk to our marketeers.
Oh, marketeers.
The 3 marketeers.
Marketeer, may we speak? No.
I definitely
They're a
will.
council,
Um,
right? And they like all sit at this like high council, and they're like, "You may not speak.
you have not been given the
Yeah,
the
but it's
rank
Twilight
of
Zone style.
master
They speak
yet.
from their mind, and they put it
Oh
in
my god, is that what happens?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
I've
just
been
watching
there.
it.
I've seen it in person. Guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate you both very much. And good luck with the campaign. I hope it does absolutely ridiculous numbers and we get all, including Flint, by the way, because Flint's like so good.
It's really good. So we just finished the physical model. All the paint's just finished up.
Oh, sweet! Really? I was on vacation last week, so now I get to see it.
Yeah,
Are you going to be posting? Are you going to be posting some social pictures of those?
Yeah, I think you'll see
should.
more for sure. That they're looking at campaign beats and things like that. So, yeah, I'm sure you guys will see more of that soon.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, guys. As always, massive respect on this one. That's it for this installment of the Full Force Redacted. Thank you to my wonderful guests, Lenny Panzica and Tony Colella. See you next time. Stay fresh, cheese bags. And after 3, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3. Brilliant.
Access granted.
Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos. And as always, you can keep up with the show after listening by following on all of our social platforms, links in the description. And if you would like to contact the show, you can message us on any of those platforms with feedback or questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.
Access granted.